All right, it is time for practice. Let's see. Hey everybody, nice to see you today. Happy Monday. Brand new week, so we've got new songs to practice for this week, all right? So kiddos, if you want to pull out your lesson book, let's go ahead and get started for today. So our songs last week, one of them was a repeat of When the Saints Go Marching In, and the second one was the new Thumbs on C, okay? Since we had When the Saints Go Marching In as sort of a polishing week, or a sparkle week, as sometimes I like to call it, just to give it that extra sparkle, we're going to be primarily focusing on playing the whole thing all the way through with all of the elements that make it special, right? So we're looking at things like dynamics. We're making sure that it's not too loud or not too soft. We're making sure that our tied notes are nice and solid. We want to make sure that our staccato notes are super short and that we're getting the overall feel of the song, right? We don't want to go too fast or too slow either, okay? So let's give it a try, all right? I'm going to switch to piano view. Let's play through When the Saints Go Marching In, page 41, thinking about all of those things that make it special, okay? All right, let's do it. Okay, so looking here, this is a C position song, right? So we're looking here at middle C. That's where my right hand goes, and I will fan out my fingers. I also have my left hand, and that's going to be on the G below middle C, and I will fan out those fingers. Now remember, this one begins with an incomplete measure, and it's beginning quite forte, so it's going to be rather loud. Let's see how it sounds, all right? Here we go. I'm going to count off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Pretty good, considering that was the first time we've played it through. It's sort of like that cold time that we played at the piano, right? We did an okay job. Now, things that we could probably improve on as far as this song is concerned. It does say march tempo, but I have been holding the tempo back just a little bit because I'm trying to make sure that those kids who are still sort of working on trying to get notes and whatnot have a space to sort of arrive, and then we have a space to go to as far as tempo and speed is concerned, right? So I'm playing it just a little bit on the slower side. Ideally, we would want to envision that jazz band marching down the streets of New Orleans, right? We want to make sure it's quick enough that they can keep that pace, but also slow enough to where they don't like bump into each other and cause like a terrible disaster, right? Yeah, so I think as I play it the second time through around, I'm going to pump up the tempo a little bit more, okay? Another thing that I could probably do better, which I'm noticing, is that my detached notes, I'm sort of exaggerating or overdoing the detached part of those notes because I don't see any slurs, right? Do you see slurs in your music? I don't see any, so I'm sort of exaggerating them just so that we understand the difference between detached notes and legato slurred notes, right? I think for the second time through, I'm going to sort of emphasize that a little bit less, okay? By this time in your practice for the second week, we should be fully aware of what a detached phrase or a slurred phrase sounds like, right? So it's like they're opposites in a way. All right, so I'm not going to really focus on that as much. All right, so how does that sound? Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's play through again. When the Saints Go Marching In. Here we are in piano view. All right, so I've got my right hand thumb on that middle C. I've got my left hand thumb on that G below middle C. All right. Oh, hi, Shanika. I didn't see you on there. Hi, honey. Okay. All right, so here we are when the Saints Go Marching In. I'm going to bump the tempo up. Okay, I'm going to make it a little bit faster. Let's see if you can keep up with me, okay? Let's do it together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, so there it was. We played through When the Saints Go Marching In again, right? You could definitely tell a difference as far as the tempo is concerned, right? It's much quicker than what we are used to playing and practicing. Don't let that be a big problem for you though, okay? You can bump up that tempo. You can speed it up slowly, slowly, slowly until you get to that tempo that you feel best exhibits a march in the streets, okay? If you feel like your tempo is really good for a march, then I believe you and you're going to do great, okay? Now, the second song that we had for this week's practice was the Thumbs on C. So let's turn the page to 42. All right, so on page 42, you did notice that, yeah, this is sort of like a return to our famous butterfly middle C position, right? Yes, the butterfly middle C position is definitely one of those things that we're going to be encountering on a more regular basis, but they don't necessarily call it middle C position anymore. You just have to use your eyes to understand, reading on the grand staff. If there are certain notes that are being written in, you have to be aware of that too, okay? Wonderful. So let's go ahead and get into that middle C position. All right, and we are going to play through Thumbs on C this time, okay? This is going to be good, I can tell. I like this song because it's not as tricky as some of the other ones that we had been learning, right? So there we are with both our thumbs on middle C. Let's fan out those fingers like a nice butterfly. And I am in position with nice round fingers and wrists. Now this song begins with a finger 5, left hand F, okay? And it begins by playing only just the left hand in the top line. Then when it goes to the second line, the right hand begins on a finger 5, G, and continues all the way down just to the right hand. There is a repeat sign, so we will play through the repeat, okay? Let's go ahead and do that together. Ready? I'm going to count off now. 1, 2, ready, play. Right hand. Repeat. Left hand. Wonderful. Keep going. Lovely. Right hand. So, how did you do with Thumbs on C? Was it hard? Was it tricky? Was it okay? Was it spectacular? How do you feel about it? You feel pretty good? That's a good thing. I'm so glad. Yes. Very nice. So, Thumbs on C, like I said, it's not as tricky as some of the other songs that we have been learning. So, with that said, let's play it through maybe 2 or 3 more times, okay? The first time I play it, I'm going to really make sure that I've got those note names down, okay? Since I have one individual finger and note per in the song here, I'm able to say every single note name. So I will play the first time through saying the note names. So if you need to write down some key notes, you can go ahead and do that with your pencil, okay? The second time through, I'm going to switch. I'm going to say finger numbers, okay? Finger numbers are going to be really important here because they've switched positions. So now they're going to sound different than what the regular C position sounds like, okay? Just be aware of that as we're going through this song, okay? All right, so the first time through, note names. Second time through, finger numbers, all right? Are you ready to try this again? Wonderful, let's do it. Okie dokie. So middle C position. All right, there's that butterfly position. There's my middle C. I have fanned out my beautiful fingers. There they are. Are you in position? Wonderful. So starting here at the beginning, note names first. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. F, G, A, B, C, 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 B, A, B, C, G, F, E, D, C, 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 D, E, D, C, C, C. Repeat finger numbers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 1. All right, now that was really good. Are you feeling better about it that time around? Remember, every time you play it gets better and better and better and better and better. So it's really cool to see you guys improving after every single time that we do it. So if you're feeling good, drop some emojis. I need some happiness in the comments. So go ahead and do that. Yeah, so that basically concludes our practice for the kids, okay? Keep practicing, keep working at it. This week is sort of like a polishing week, like I said. It's one of those weeks where maybe the songs aren't quite as difficult and we have a second week on our when the Saints go marching in. So it's like that week of giving you some extra sparkle, spending extra time making those songs sound extra good, all right? Keep up the good work. Make sure to play catch up on your theory if you need to do that. And definitely work on that bonus song in your theory book. Remember, I gave you that bonus song. If you write in all those note names and practice that song, you'll get a shout out at lesson on Friday. So if you want to do that, I'd love to hear you. I think it's going to sound great. So you're finished, kids. I'll see you later, okay?